This is the Big O Show. 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 This.
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, CuttersEdgePro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that. The two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. CuttersEdgePro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See a million, win a million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see a million, win a million.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed. They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Hey, yes, sir. Welcome aboard to the program. We are coming to you live from beautiful Acura of Pembroke Pines. Yes, yes, yes. Sean Stanley mastering the platform like he does every single day. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, there we go. All righty. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Actually, we don't really. It really isn't a ton to talk about. Actually, to be quite honest, I'm lying to you. There isn't really a ton to talk about today on the show. There's some things to talk about, obviously. I'm sure we'll continue with our Jonathan Taylor talk. We'll have to go through Tuesday, see if Miami actually gives up anything significant, which I still don't think they're going to give up anything significant, which I don't think this deal will end up happening, unfortunately. And it's not really so much the fact that, oh, wow. Oh, so would you have a rig? There's no need for a rig, dude. Let's do it the right way. I thought you said you had an extra. I would have brought it. Shield's gone. Here you go, bro. Come on, man. Anyway, so, yeah, I know, but it just wasn't like the, anyway. So, it's just one of those deals where we got to, wait it out. And we'll see what ends up happening. We'll see what teams are involved. We'll see if something ends up breaking throughout all of this leading up till Tuesday. When I see them pay for a running back, then I'll believe it. But meanwhile, I don't know. We'll see. The interesting part about all of this is making a deal without a contract in place. That's kind of tough. You know what I'm saying? That one's kind of tough, but you would imagine that some kind of parameters would be worked out before it. So we'll see how it ends up working out, and we'll see if they can end up getting it done or they won't. And then I had to go through this with you guys with Saquon, with Dalvin Cook.
I get what everybody's saying. Everybody's holding out hope because it's a 24-year-old and all that stuff. But, oh, you don't understand. He's 24. So we'll see what happens. As I told you yesterday, if they can unload some salary, a Cedric Wilson, an Emmanuel Ogbah, I don't think they need a defensive end. And if you're Miami, Ogbah doesn't really fit your scheme, but you do need the pass rusher for rotational purposes at least this year. Although you could use other guys. See, if they want to do that, but I don't know. I doubt the Colts want to do stuff like that and take on salaries, although it's really a rebuilding year for them. And Cedric Wilson could be used by them. That's one that they could use. I don't know about Ogbah. I don't think they could use Ogbah. I'd have to look at their defense, but we'll see what happens. I just think that if they could get it on the cheap, a third, fourth rounder, and a player like an Ogbah, a Cedric Wilson, a Raheem Mostert is probably going to go that way. If you could do it like that, where you're not giving up much, like I told you, low-hanging fruit, like Jalen Ramsey, third, fourth rounder, I can see them doing it. But a first, second rounder, it just doesn't make sense. With everything that they have to pay, I just don't see it happening, to be quite honest. I just don't see it. It has to be low. There must be like real animosity, and I'm sure there is some animosity already with the whole Jonathan Taylor situation in the Colts. But it has to be to a point that it just kind of, it's really nasty that they have to part ways, and then they say, well, we'll settle for that third rounder. And then Chris Grier gets the low-hanging fruit. It's what I've told you from the get-go. It has to be low-hanging fruit, and then they'll do it. I don't know if they're going to pay premium dollar and then pay premium dollar on a contract. You have to pay Jalen Phillips and Jalen Waddle and Wilkins and Sealer and Holland and Hunt. There's so many people you have to pay. And Tua, no, dude, I that's the part I have a hard time comprehending. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they give you low-hanging fruit, then you suck it up and you try to work the cap and you try to mortgage some of the future or something. I get it. But if you have to pay a high price, I don't see them paying a high price and then a high salary. It doesn't make any sense. That part doesn't. I would be critical of the Dolphins, actually, if you pay a high trade and the high salary. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't, man. It doesn't. Doesn't make any sense. So we shall see what happens, okay? We'll see if I told you about Cook, right? Not going to happen unless it's low-hanging fruit, right? Never had the low-hanging fruit didn't happen. Saquon Barkley, I'm sure they approached it, low-hanging fruit, and there was nothing there. The Josh Jacobs, too, low-hanging fruit, and it doesn't happen. But you got to keep doing that. Chris Grier is Damone from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. All right, you remember Fast Times at Ridgemont High, right? Do you remember the scene where he's telling the geeky guy on hitting on chicks? And then he goes, well, sure, if you throw the vibe out to 1,000 chicks, one of them's about to hit. And he goes, that's it. You don't care if she stays, lays, prays, or whatever. I forgot the line he uses. And if she stays, great. If she doesn't, your toes are still tapping. Well, Chris Grier is the Damone of NFL GMs. So he just throws the feelers out. Oh, you got a disgruntled player? You got a disgruntled player. You got a disgruntled. We'll give you this low pick. We'll give you this low pick. We'll give you this low pick. Because it doesn't hurt. What are they going to tell you? No? Great. We'll talk to you next time. Water off a duck's back. You can come with all the sayings you want. And that's kind of what I try to explain to you guys, that it's like it's one of those kind of deals. That's what he's trying to do. It's usually what he tries to do with a lot of these deals, that he doesn't end up paying a lot.
when it's in the end, and he ends up getting quality in return. And I think that's what he's been doing, and that's kind of why I am sticking with this MO, that the only way this thing happens, if it's, a lower price than because you're supposed to pay a first or a second rounder for Jonathan Taylor. Like, a second rounder is, in back in the, the regular running back world, not anymore, apparently. Now nobody trades. But you know what I'm saying, because he's 24, so yeah. But if you could get him for the third or fourth, fifth rounder, then yeah. Like Jalen Ramsey. You got to give up a first, 2 1s, 2 2s, a 1 and a 2, worst case scenario, a 2, and they gave up a 3. Of course you give up the 3, dude, for Jalen Ramsey. A shutdown corner in a passing league? Hell yeah. And so there you go. So, Big O, do you think the roster is top 5 in the NFL or missing? I think most rosters are missing pieces, Greg Sportenwood. Okay? Most rosters are missing pieces. Most rosters are not complete. So, yeah, there's going to be a thing or two, but there's no doubt in my mind that this is one of the best rosters in the NFL. It's up to Mike McDaniel now. The front office did their job. They built one hell of a team. They gave him a team. They gave him some depth in certain areas. He's got to get the job done now as a coach, and his staff has got to get it done. They've got the pieces. All I know is, Greg, they got the kind of team that can make a very deep run and get to the Super Bowl. Okay? That's what I truly feel about this team. It's up to Mike McDaniel now to get it done. Prove it that you can get there, is what I would say. Steve Chapman is first in the house. He says, even though it's preseason, I can't wait for tomorrow's game. I'm with you there. Both games, right? We got the Dolphins and we got Inter Miami, although I'm interested to see how they handle that game since it's so fresh off the Wednesday game. And, I would imagine that somebody either is not going to start or they'll start and, play a short amount of time. But it'll be interesting to see how Messi handles this one because, man, we're just a couple days removed from him playing like 130 minutes. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Jamie Zoria is in the house. Gus 1388. Jay Gelfin is in. Isaiah, Steven Gonzalez, Josh Hart, Zuko. A lot of the hardcore, no doubt. Bray Wyatt was way too young. I love the Fiend. That's the wrestler that I saw that passed away? Yeah, I saw that. So you guys got the Square Circle Digest tonight, right? 8:00, right here on this channel. Okay, right here on this channel. Gotti is in. Alexis is in. One-Eyed Jack is in. Think Dodgers Blue. Premier Reviewer. Finn's Rule says, I'm sorry for people who don't drink. They wake up in the morning as good as they're going to feel all day. Okay. Steven says he's shocked and heartbroken about Bray Wyatt. Wasn't he like in his 30s? Yeah, I saw that. I don't know who he is, but I knew he was a wrestler, and I saw the age and all that, and I saw the reaction from people. And so, yeah, young, man, 36 is ridiculous. Let's see, Greg Sportenwood. Roderick Freeman says, happy Friday, Big O and Sean. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. Two hardcore legends. They would have made an awesome tag team. So we got a lot of reaction here on the chat board from the wrestling community. Noel Doubt says, I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but can we get a countdown of 4K hours? We should. You know what? We'll get you to when we'll tell you when we're at 1,000, and that way, but when we get to 4, we'll tell you. I don't know. Can you find out how many hours we're in? All right, so we're not there at 1,000 yet, so we got to work at it, bro.
We got to work at it. Remember, we need hours viewed on this channel. We need to get to 4,000 hours. So if you can rewatch shows, you don't have to even watch them yourself. Just leave the iPad running or the computer running with the show running. That's it. Just let it run. And then when it ends, run another show on the same channel. Don't go to the other channel. It doesn't count. It has to be here on Big O Radio Show Live. Okay? So, yeah, run and just keep running it, man. We need hours watched. So we got to get to 4,000 hours before we start making any money. And by taking the live show off, so we need to, please help us out there. So watch Sean tonight. All of you, tonight at 8 o'clock when Frankie and Sean are on, just hit it. Okay? Even if you don't like wrestling, sleep and walk away. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Watch hours. We need as many as you can. It doesn't have to be live. It can be pre-record. After we're done, throughout the day, night, whatever, run it at any time. Anytime. Help us get to those 4,000 hours with the quickness, man. We need that big time. That's how you can really help us support and, make a living. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate all of you out there as always, man. Let's see. The Colts need a defensive end, and he fits a 4-3 scheme perfectly. Who are their ends? I don't know who they are. I'm not that the season hasn't started, so I am not in tune with everybody's rosters. Sometimes I can get pretty good with that all around the league. But right now I am not bringing the sharpness when it comes to the rosters. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, Colts roster. Let me see who their ends are. And he's got to start, because if you're going to pay him that kind of money, he's got to be able to start. You know what I'm saying? That's the key thing. Okay, Cam's about to pop in when he pops through the gate. That's when he's popping in. Cam's about to travel, so we're about to get Cameron Wolf now. Cameron should be coming on any minute now. We'll have Manny Navarro at 11:30. If you have any Canes questions, send them in for 11:30. If you got anything you want me to ask Cam, you can also send it in too. I'm sure we'll ask him about his thoughts on JT and the team and everything else. So we'll get into that. Let's see. Here we go. Kwity Paye is their first-round pick from Michigan. And who's the other guy? Samson Ebukam. He's a free agent. They do have Titus Leo, a 6th-round pick. So, yeah, basically you are right. At right defensive end, they could use Emmanuel Ogbah. That would actually help them out. I don't know if they would take that, but see, that's where, because you're sending over like, what is it, $15 million that they're paying Ogbah? See, now you can pay Taylor if you see what I'm saying. If you can get low-hanging fruit like that, you know what I'm saying, where you give up like a 3rd or a 4th rounder, and then you're giving up Ogbah too, along with Mostert, because they're giving you Taylor. They're going to need a running back. So now you give them Ogbah, and they get a defensive end. Now that's low-hanging fruit there. You didn't give up much. You got extra end that doesn't really fit your system, so you're getting rid of a salary. If you get rid of Cedric Wilson, if you can get rid of the Ogbahs of the world like that, and you're giving up a 3rd or 4th rounder, it's low-hanging fruit. But if I just don't see the 1st or 2nd rounder and then salary on top of all of that, I just have a hard time believing that. Nobody does that anymore, even if you're 24, apparently. Because if he's available in, right, like 10 years ago, Sean, this trade is made right away. Somebody gives up a 2nd rounder and gives them the money right away. Yeah. 10 years ago, this would have never even gotten this far. In fact, 10 years ago, the Colts probably would have never made this whole mess. Which, again,
how do you draft Anthony Richardson and you have Jonathan Taylor and you don't have to pay Richardson for 5 years? How do you mess this relationship up? Like, this is when you need Jonathan Taylor for the next couple of years while you develop Anthony. This is like, it's so backward to do this to the Colts. Like, what Irsay's doing is...
It's so Irsay, though.
Yeah, that's a great line.
And also, it's what you said about protecting the shield, right? Because if he pays a running back, now that opens up.
Right.
That opens up now because nobody else is paying running backs. Now all of a sudden you're going to pay the running back?
Right. Well, the only reason is the one argument that all of you have out there about 24, it's legit because you could give him, because it's 4 or 5 year deal. He lives it out, 28, 29. So, you can't give a 27 or a 28-year-old a 4 or 5 year deal because that's not smart. But a 24-year-old, that's the one argument that it's hard. You can't fight that one. That one makes all the sense in the world.
You can't fight that one, but then the rest of the NFL owners, because you're going to tell me that Derrick Henry isn't the Tennessee Titans what Jonathan Taylor would be to the Colts?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Same
get it.
thing.
Henry's got mileage and everything else, but
he's still a beast.
You're telling me you couldn't give him a 2-year
easy,
whatever, $26 million, whatever,
super productive
or whatever
for you for 2 years or 3.
So again, you're going to up that money value that the owners don't want done, and Irsay's
that's that part I don't understand. The Colts side of all of this, I don't understand it, dude. This is when you pay a running back. You don't have to pay the quarterback. It's like the San Francisco thing. Like, you can pay Jonathan Taylor, and by the time his contract's done, that's when you're thinking of paying Anthony Richardson. You could draft another kid and get rid of Anthony Richardson. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, and keep Anthony Richardson and move on. It's weird, bro. None of this makes any sense on the Colts side. It's just the oddest thing in the world. You got a terrific young running back, and you're screwing it all up, and your young quarterback desperately needs it. It's weird. Peter Della Bella. Karoon is in. Devastated by Bray Wyatt news, man. IRP. Tom Eason is in. Stop string at pink dress. Ha ha ha. Jules has 9-inch heels. There we go. Ray Sosa, Ray Grullon is in. Can't wait to see the starters for a few series. Yeah, he'll play. Looks like they'll play a little bit more than a quarter. So that's pretty cool. Chad is in the house. Where's the money coming from to pay Tua? From Stephen Ross's pocket. I think we get Jonathan Taylor and we don't have to give up much. Finrule, if they do it the Chris Greer way, then yeah, I'm with you. Low-hanging fruit, okay. I just don't see the first, second rounder. I just don't see them paying a high price. I'm sorry. Call me Mr. Negative. Call me an idiot. Whatever you want to call me, that's fine. Just don't call me Orlando. Anyway, it is what it is. I have to give my fan trade, Cedric Wilson, a 3rd-round pick, came to me last night in my dream, LOL. And that's low-hanging fruit. You got rid of a salary and a 3rd-rounder for Jonathan Taylor. That's low-hanging fruit right there. I just, does it really make sense to give up a 1st or 2nd-rounder and give up $13 million, $14 million a year? If you're going to give up $13 million a year to that guy, you can't give up a high pick too. Then I think you're high, basically. Emilio is in. Brian Ratke is in Pismo Beach, California. Okay, where the hell is Pismo Beach? EJ Barro. Die young, stay pretty. Blondie. Took me 2 days to find you on the TV. Come on, Jules. Don't you follow, like, on Twitter at Big O Show? Like, the link was posted there like 87 times. We posted the link here on the chat board when we were on the other channel a couple times too, and you're always on. Big O, I will watch the show again when I'm taking a bath. There you go, Finn's Rule. Thank you. Thank you. Just run it, man. Run it as many times as you can for the next couple of weeks. Whenever you have a chance, you're hanging around the house. Hey, let me help out O and Sean. Let me run the wrestling show. Let me run the Big O show. Whatever it is, let it run. Please. We got to get to 4,000 hours as soon as possible. Here's the challenge for you guys. Get us over 1,000 by Monday. Okay? That's what we get us over 1,000 by Monday. Let's try to get 1,000 a week at least. 1,000 watch hours in. Okay? So everybody does their think about this. If everybody right now, okay, 74 of you right now are in the chat board. Think about this. When we're done, when the show is done, at any time throughout the weekend, any of you just run the show one time, that's a couple hundred hours. Think about that. That's just one time. Couple hundred right there, couple hundred hours. It's a 2-3 hour show, 74 people run it just one time. Man, come on. That'll be awesome. And that's the kind of push. Just once. That's it. You know? So I appreciate it immensely. Run it, baby. Run it. Let's see, what else do we have? Ask Cam if Tua is playing. Yeah, Tua is playing. I don't have to ask Cam. I can tell you Tua is playing this weekend. He's going to play about a quarter and a half, something like that, I would think. That's what, like, the coach was saying. He didn't put like a quarter and a half, but he said like just under a half that they would play. So you'd figure 3-4 series, maybe something like that. So that'll be cool. Sounds to me like JT is locker. No. JT is not a bad dude. No. Let's just hold on, folks. Let's separate the two things. Okay? Jonathan Taylor is not a bad dude. This has nothing to do with Jonathan Taylor being a jerk or anything like that. That's not cool. Let's not. This all started with the owner, basically. Okay? The player and the agent, then they want to get paid. They're up at the end of their contract. They want to get paid, dude. That's what everybody does when you're a good player. You want to get paid. And they don't want to pay anybody this year. So they were dead set on not dealing, and then until next year. And so then this is why this whole thing is the guy's going into the final year of his deal, and he's risking everything. He blows out his knee, and he's done. And nobody will give him the money. And you know how it is for running backs. So he is fighting for his professional life. Do not take that out on Jonathan Taylor. That's what you would do. That's what I would do. That's what Sean would do. That's what any of us would do. And his agent is doing the responsible thing, fighting for his client. That's it. Jonathan Taylor is loved in that locker room. I can tell you this. That's a fact. He's a really good dude. He works his ass off. This has nothing to do with character of the player. More character of the owner than anything else. Okay? So, you know, this is like the owner came out to kind of send the message to Jonathan and his agent that, hey, by the way, if Jonathan and I disappear, the NFL won't miss us. You know, basically saying, hey, listen, remember, bottom line is you're not that important here in this league. And in the end, he's important to the Colts right now. But Irsay's trying to, you know, water it all down. So if you're going to blame anybody here, you blame Jim Irsay for creating this mess instead of nurturing the relationship and maybe explaining your side or giving him some kind of a bonus to put him off till next year or something, you know, something like what the Dolphins have done in the past with different players. So, you know, I'm that part. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not taking shots at Jonathan Taylor, the person. The only shot I've taken is I'm having fun with the Dolphin Nation, trying to walk some of you off the ledge like I did with Saquon, like I did with Dalvin Cook, and like I'm preparing you for this also. that unless it's low-hanging fruit. And by the way, I was listening to Joe Rose on the way here. Florio was on. For the first time, I started hearing media members say what I've been telling you from day one. You know what Florio told Joe Rose? I think the Dolphins want to do this trade on their terms. I started fucking laughing, dude. It's like, really? Wow. Damn. Who's been talking about that the Dolphins won't do this shit unless it's on their terms? Unless it's low-hanging fruit? Unless it's Jalen Ramsey type? Unless, like I told you with Dalvin Cook, they weren't going to offer big money. They weren't going to trade for him. But everybody else was riding, oh, they're going to trade for him. They're going to trade for him. Oh, wait till he becomes a free agent. I'll scoop him up right away. No, they won't. I'm listening. I'm going, wow. Okay, so people are finally catching up to what we've been talking about from the get-go. But I get it. You all got to sell papers. You all need clicks on your YouTube. You got to get views on television. So you got to, lie basically to the public and not lie. Leave it in the gray area. Oh, the Dolphins are negotiating. The Dolphins are interested. Yeah, we're giving you a 6-pack of Schaefer. Yeah, they're really interested. So nice to see that they're, I see media catching up to our show. Because the entire media, everyone in the entire nation was way behind us when it comes to the damn Dolphins. Even if you don't like Frankie, because we all love Sean, just hit it and leave it running. LOL. Love you, Frankie. Cash the Jeweler says, what are the best 3 games to go see this year at home? A win, and a win. That's it. Obviously, beating the Bills, dude. That's it. That's the ultimate. Beating the Jets, you're supposed to beat the Jets. You're supposed to embarrass the Patriots. I mean, Belichick is to his bitch. That's all. We got to beat Belichick over the years. Well, draft a guy named Tua. He'll beat him all the time. With shitty coaches, with good coaches. Let's see what else. There we go. Listen to Sean, Square Circle Football Digest, baby. Irsay has something missing in La Cabeza. Yes, he does, Ray. Yes, he does. Oh, while you're there, buy yourself a new NSX Type S. Next year, Nico. Next year. Got to wait for Bitcoin, okay? When Bitcoin rides, then we will ride. Oh, man. Pismo Beach is directly between LA and San Francisco, 100 miles north of Santa Barbara, small Cali beach town. All right. Okay. Hey, the farther you get from San Francisco, the better. That's all I can tell you. I am so pissed that San Francisco has become what it's become. God, that was such an awesome town when I lived there. Big O, would you send a second if you could offload Ogba and Cedric? Yeah. Yeah, you know why? That offsets the money you got to pay Taylor. Because, what is it? Ogba's like 15, 17. I got to look it up. And then Cedric's another 6 or 7. So, yeah, dude, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know if they're going to take on all that salary because they're in a rebuild. So for them, it doesn't really make sense to take that much salary back because they know they're doing them a favor. Hell, they might ask them for a first rounder if they got to give them Ogba and Cedric, actually. But you know what? I got to say, J96, whatever that name you put and whatever it stands for, dude, I can't argue with that, because that kind of balanced out the low-hanging fruit thing because you are giving away Agba and Cedric. That's a lot of salary, dude. You'll probably have to give up Mostert too because they need a back. So yeah, I can see that. That kind of makes sense, dude. I don't think it'll happen because I don't think the Colts are going to take in all that salary, to be quite honest. But yeah. Zuko says just run the show in multiple windows at the same time. If you do 10 tabs, 2 hours per show, I don't think it'll count. So don't do that. I don't think it'll count. I think it'll only count on one window because it's coming from the same IP, my brother. It has to be a different IP in order for it to count. All right, Zuko? So I appreciate the effort, dude. Sean and I, dude, we love you for that, for even thinking of it. It's fantastic, but it's the same IP, so it's not going to help, to be quite honest. So what you need to do, well, you don't need to do anything, but it has to be a completely separate account to run it. So if you have 2 different accounts, 2 different YouTube accounts, then yeah, you can run it. You know, hey, some of you that have been booted out and you had to open like what's it called? Oh damn it, he's always here. What's his name? Oh man, no, watch him not be here now. Oh damn it. Who's the guy that's always here? And I know I kicked him out once and he ended up getting another address. That's why he's here. Oh God. Oh. Bromar Smelly, that's it. Right. So, but he had to open up another. He got blocked here. So Bromar is one that has 2 YouTube accounts. So there you go. So he can knock it out. Does Messi play tomorrow or rest? Your guess is as good as mine. I would think he plays, 30 minutes. That's what I think he does. He comes off the bench in the 60th, 70th minute. That's what I think ends up happening with Messi. Or he starts and comes off the pitch in the half. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I can see something like that. What I don't see is him taking the whole night off because they're in New York, money, So I can see him playing a little bit. Chad says, unless it's Cedric Wilson in a third, it ain't happening. Yeah, but the Agba thing is interesting. It won't happen. It's silliness because they're not going to take Agba and Cedric Wilson, to get the second rounder. I just don't see that happening. They don't win. I mean, that's a terrible trade. I got to be honest. You give up Jonathan Taylor, all you're getting back is a second rounder, but you have to take in Agba and Cedric Wilson's salary. Although they need Cedric Wilson, they need Agba. So, but you're taking in a lot of salary. 20-something million dollars of salary. Oof. God. Big O will listen to the show again while I'm sitting on my throne. There you go. Hey, whatever it takes, bro. Miami running backs in the NFL get treated like Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriends. Once you pass 26, you're agent. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Big O, you got the nicest tejas in sports talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Frankie might be a Gator, but he gets a pass for being cool at it. Yeah, Dean Brown can do it, but he can't even be on the chat board anymore unless he gets a new one. Weapon X United is on the show. Let's see. Let's see. Got an Arepa next to the dealership and thank me later. Oh, get an Arepa? Go get an Arepa next to the dealership. Like, what place? Is there a place here with arepas? In the shopping center? Some arepa place? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, he's still going through the gate and everything. Cam. That's funny. That is funny. I love that. All right. Anyway, let's go through our 3A Graphics sports calendar. And remember, you can reach out to our friends. If you're looking for custom printing and embroidery, please call Alan Blanco. Great dude, big fan of the show, supporter of the show. 786-251-3404. That's 786-251-3404. They're at 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. And tell them that Big O sent you. Alan will take care of you. We've got tonight the Nationals taking on the Marlins. Joan Adden taking on Braxton Garrett. Braxton is 7-4 and a 3.94 ERA. Joan is 1-0 and a 7 ERA. Saturday night, under the lights in New York City, it is Inter Miami on the road to take on the New York Red Bulls. This is their first game with Messi in the MLS. Remember, all the games they've played with Messi has been in Leagues Cup play, which they won the tournament, and now the U.S. Open Cup the other night against Cincinnati in the semifinals. They're now in the finals. That'll be on the 27th of September, the finals. So this is their first game, and there's 12 games left in the MLS season. They need to win about 9 of them to kind of secure a playoff spot. This is the first one. Let's see what happens if they can continue this miracle play by Inter Miami, man. And then on Saturday, the Dolphins are on the road to take on Jacksonville, 7 o'clock. That's the other stuff going on in the 3A Graphics sports calendar. Again, reach out to them, 786-251-3404. They're at 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. Call my guy, Alan Blanco, and tell him that Big O sent you. I'll take care of you. I promise you. There is a Vicky Bakery in that plaza if you need some cafecito. Okay? Pretty sure they have arepas in the cafe inside the gas station next door. What's this arepa stuff? What happened? The shell? That's a shell. Yeah, it's a shell. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Did not know? All right. It is what it is. Okay. I got it. What else? Remember, folks, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. We don't have Super Chat on this channel yet. 4,000 hours. Okay. So that's like a little example. Besides, getting obviously credit for the views, which generates revenue, which is important, but also the super chats are not included until we get to the 1,000 subscribers, which we're working our way to that, which we're on a nice pace. Please subscribe. It's very important we get to 1,000 subscribers. And then the 4,000 watch hours, which is the most important thing, because that one's a little harder. I think we'll get to the 1,000 subscribers as time goes on. We're going at a nice pace every day, but the watch hours, folks, I can't tell you enough. Spread the word, whatever, separate YouTube accounts, whatever you could get it done. We appreciate it immensely. You saw that? That new one came in. You may want to check that. Okay. I know, but it just came in now, so. Okay. Okay. All right. Inside the shell, I got you, Chad. Okay. Yep, that's the one. Super Arepa. All right. Greg Wood, I did not see the whole debate, but it looked like Vivek did all right. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple things I disagree with him on. But yeah, I think he won the debate, actually. I think he won the debate. I give Nikki Haley some credit. She came out firing too. I like how Nikki Haley defended herself too. I thought she did all right. From what I didn't watch the whole thing because I was busy that night. We had a soccer game, and I was at the Clutch concert, so it was a long night for me. Fun night, but it was a long night. I did not get to see it all, but from what I saw, looked to me like Vivek was the number one guy on that and he should be. Trump declared him the winner? That's because he's the only one that would pardon Trump. That's why. You know that Vivek is doing something really, really smart, right? I don't believe he really likes Trump or believes much in Trump, but the Trumpies are so fanatical, and they're not really bright. A certain section of these Trumpies aren't really very bright. And so this is how you play that mental game with them. And then eventually when they find out that the criminal can't really run because he might be going to jail or whatever, and then they got to settle for somebody, they're going to go, oh, well, that guy always stood up for Trump. And so Vivek will win the intelligent people over because he's smart and intelligent people will gravitate to him. But that fanatical Trumpy group, he's going to win some of them over because they're not very bright, and he's played that game instead of, like Chris Christie has no shot to win. And then he also has no shot at bringing any of the Trumpies because he kills Trump. And then what did Vivek do in the middle of that whole thing? When he went after Christie, he said, well, wait a minute, your entire campaign is based on vengeance of one person. You know what I'm saying? So he reversed the tables of what Trump is on Christie, and that it's very smart what he's doing. And then by saying, and then the whole thing that he wants to do by trying to eliminate the whole Banana Republic type thing, which makes sense because it is politically driven, even though Trump is guilty as hell, but it is politically driven, of course. And so he uses that against the Dems to then also bring in those fanatics from the Trump side. It's actually very, very smart strategy on his part, because he's even said it himself. Like, I wouldn't make the decisions that Trump has made. He's said that many times, but that's as far as he'll go. He won't say anything else negative because he wants to keep the Trump base where they don't hate him. They'll hate Pence and they'll hate Christie and they'll, but they won't hate him. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he has a chance at some point to win some of them over if, of course, the orangutan goes to jail. It's interesting. It's very smart strategy. I got to give him credit on all of that. All right. What else do we have going on? Big O will work this week. Will this work? I'll make more YouTube accounts, one for each of my 4 other computers. Wow. That'll work, Zuko. That'll definitely work. Zuko's got to work 4 computers. I love you, Zuko. Oh, man. And Zuko, if you are ever in the same area I am, you better come see me and say hi, bro. Okay? Unlike most people in our business, I like socializing with everybody. Okay? I'm a little different cat than most. Most of them don't want anything to do from you. They just want you to, support them, support their sponsors, and then never give you the time of day. And it's not my style. Anybody that's dealt with me, you know. No Republican respects science. I don't get it. Yeah, it's weird, right? It's that part is weird. That part is kind of odd for. Well, again, Nikki Haley does. That's not true. Nikki Haley does believe that there is climate issues, because of course there's climate issues. I think it's Vivek believes there's climate issues. He just doesn't like the way they're going about it, and that's the part that, since most of us aren't scientists, in the end, we're not really going to know what's the best angle because we're not smart enough for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part where you and I are at a huge disadvantage. You know? Sucks. But it's not our thing. It's above our pay grade. And you can't do anything about that. We got the Dolphins versus the Jags. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the first team offense, man. I can't wait to see the first team offense again. I am more excited about watching them after last week's 200-yard performance on the ground. And here's the other thing that I really like. It looks like the Isaiah Wynn left guard situation is the one that we're settling in on. Okay. And as I told you guys, remember, I thought Wynn would be your left guard, and I thought they would move Lamb over to right tackle. But to Austin Jackson's credit, he has fought that all off, and apparently he has played much better lately. He had a good week this past week. I only saw one incident where he was really pushed into Skyler. But, I mean, if it's one play, that's fine. It's not habitual. It's going to happen. Linemen aren't going to be perfect. You know what I mean? They're going to screw up once or twice. So it's going to happen. As long as it's not habitual where you're constantly screwing up, then that's a real problem. So I'm excited to see if Austin Jackson can develop the consistency. I'm excited to see, have you settled in on the left guard spot? I'm excited to see, can you effectively run the ball this week now? And what I would say is against a better defense than you did last week. And early on, the Jags are going to play their number ones too. So you're going to get a nice feel. And I'll feel better about the running game and the O-line if they have success. Then the other thing, dude, Waddle, Tyreek, I don't care about any of that shit. I don't need to see more from those guys. I don't need to even see them play, but whatever. But it's the tight end. So what are you doing at tight end? You know, I know Durham Smythe can play the game and be solid for you and be serviceable, but what else is there? Is Julian Hill the guy that's kind of opened some of our eyes because getting Higgy with it has not been consistent enough. He looks like he's headed to the practice squad. Tanner Connor's been activated. He'll play this week. Does he flash? So what happens at tight end? Does Tanner Connor do something in this game on Saturday that says, you see, that's why we hung on to him all last year. We got to keep working with this kid. Or is it uneventful? And if it is, what do you do with Tanner Connor? You wasted an entire roster spot on him last year. You can't do it again if he cannot show you what he's got. And then getting Higgy with it, you know, you were trying to create that offline playmaking tight end, and it hasn't worked out. So here's Julian Hill now. So does Tanner Connor do something? Does Julian Hill continue to open your eyes, be more consistent than Tanner Connor ever has been? And Higgy. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost at the point where I'm not expecting much anyways from Salbert or Tyler Kroft anyway. So where am I there? Okay? And then the third wide receiver spot looks like Braxton Berrios is kind of solidifying things. Does he continue to do that? Where does Robbie Chosen land in this whole rotation? That kind of stuff. The other thing is that the punt return game. I want to see. Also on special teams. You know, a lot of us are kind of, you know, the Danny Crossman thing. We're a little uneasy. You know, I'm feeling a little queasy about Danny Crossman. You know what I'm saying? And that's another one that I need to start seeing, that the special teams unit is not a liability. Okay? I'm not, maybe I'm not even expecting you to be excellent, but I don't want you to be a liability. And if you are, then that falls on the head coach that he didn't make a change. When that's the real coach that, I mean, when you get Vic Fangio, you have to fire Josh Boyer. There's no argument there. But Danny Crossman would have been the first guy I would have fired and replaced. And the coach didn't. So for me, I think Danny Crossman is on double secret probation, to be quite honest. So we'll see if the injuries last year affected his unit, and this year there's better luck with stinking injuries, and Danny Crossman can give us a more consistent special teams unit. So there's stuff to watch in this game. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, the defense, and from the linebacker to the secondary issues that you have in coverage, the responsibilities, that second safety, the nickel, the dime package, and the outside corner, Cam Smith. Is Cam back to form this week? So that way you could get him for week 1 against the Chargers and put him outside. And when this game starts tomorrow night, is Cam on the outside and Cater inside? Because that's probably the best way they're suited to be for now while Jalen Ramsey is out. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. Okay? And the second safety. Definitely the second safety. We got to see what happens there and who ends up taking. I think Elijah Campbell is going to win that job over Deshaun Elliott. But we'll see. We shall find out. Let's see. What else do we have here? Zuko says, I will work hard to make it from Tampa. There we go. One day, baby. We'll hang out, Zuko. Appreciate you. Well, he explained the climate change. He means by the way they're going about it. The whole way they're attacking climate change is a hoax. That's what he meant. If you listen to him carefully, he'll explain that he knows that there's climate issues, but he thinks that the way we're going about it is wrong. And, whatever. You're not going to see. My problem with all of this is I'm never going to find a candidate that I agree with everything. You know how many things I disagree with Biden? And by the way, kudos to Nikki Haley. In the middle of that thing, she says, the Republicans, the guys that are here, DeSantis, I forgot she mentioned all the people. They had a chance to stop the $1.7 trillion plan that turned to $2.3 trillion. They had a chance to stop it, and what they do, they ended up signing off on it, which was my thing. Like, this plan that Biden's putting forward was terrible, but the Republicans had a chance to stop it, and they didn't. They just talked a lot of crap and then renegotiated with the Dems, got what they wanted, because that's all they care about for them, not us, not you, not me. They don't care about Republican voters. They don't care about Democratic voters. They were just making sure they got what they wanted for their interests. That's it. But Republicans are stupid, and Democrats in general are also stupid, and they just fall for this because they're lazy and they don't follow any of this stuff. Because Americans in general are lazy. And they keep you busy with culture wars. Meanwhile, fiscally, they are screwing us left and right, and nobody does anything about it. Nobody says anything about it. All you guys want to complain about is transvestites and culture wars and, a submarine that's a 2-man submarine or 8-man submarine or whatever down in the Titanic or whatever. They want to keep you busy with stupid crap. Meanwhile, they're screwing us fiscally left and right. And Nikki Haley was the only one that had the balls. Nikki Haley had the balls to say, yeah, see, these fools had a chance to stop that bill, and they didn't. And that's why I keep telling you guys, you want to keep falling for this Democrat, Republican crap, you go ahead. You're a bunch of fools. That's what you are. So, but kudos to Nikki Haley on that one. Exposing these idiots. That's what I said. What else do we have? Linebacker Aubrey Miller, Channing Tindall. Yeah, they haven't shown enough as starting linebackers, but they've shown like backup linebackers, special teamers. That's kind of what they've shown. That's what they are. They're the back end of the linebacking crew right now. I mean, at this point, they're not supposed to crack the starting lineup. You know what I'm saying? But they're supposed to at least make the team and be in the rotation. Be at the back end of the rotation. So we'll find out. Not Aubrey Miller. I mean Tindall, because he's a 3rd-round pick. And remember, the part that sucks with Tindall is now you switch defensive coordinators. So he might have fit the other scheme. Does he fit exactly what Fangio wants to do? I think he does, but these are things you have to also, take into account. Let's see what else. Emilio, well, that's what he said. People need to listen. Yeah, no, people don't listen. They get lazy. They just read a headline or a soundbite, and then they don't really look into everything, and that's the problem, Yeah. So it just sucks, bro. It just sucks that we have two parties that don't really care about Americans. They just care about their own interest and whoever's paying for their, like Vivek said, that everybody's bought on that floor, and that's the problem. It's true. It's completely true. Big O, what are your thoughts on AJ Johnson, the new linebacker? Nothing. There's no thoughts on it. We have to see him do something, dude, before anything. He is probably fighting to be a special teamer or something like that. That's probably why you bring a guy this late at this point, because you're not happy with the Tyndalls and the Millers and all, and Agudes and all that, and you're wondering, can we get better on the back end of our linebackers? Let's bring this guy in. So it's not a good sign for the back end of the linebackers, is why you bring in AJ Johnson. But again, it's hard for him with 1 week left to make an impact. And if he does, my Lord, that's impressive. All right, 1 hour down. We got one more to go. Cameron Wolfe, nowhere to be found. Back with more from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See a million, win a million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see a million, win a million.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, folks, we are back. Hour number 2 of the program. By the way, Cam Wolf will be on with us in the afternoon. He's in the middle of flying and all that and mess, so whatever, you know, traveling's a pain in the ass. So we'll get him later on in the afternoon. It'll drop on the platform later on. Manny Navarro is set to join us at 11:30 in this this hour. So we'll have a little fun with Manny, and we'll get his thoughts on the Canes as they get ready. Regular season right around the corner, man. Big O, did you see the Rich Eisen interview of Mike McDaniel's best friend from school? It was cool. Check it out. Yeah, I saw it. I've seen him before, by the way, doing this interview about, it was like right after the draft this past year or some shit like that. I saw one of those interviews with him. Anyone know if Big O is having Ian Rappaport back this season? Are you paying for it, Green Lion? Do you, the sponsor? Just saying, do you want to pay for it? You got a business? You want to sponsor Ian Rappaport, Green Lion? I like how people, they ask for things and, they think this is like a game and that this is, like for fun and, there's a business, right? You guys understand that, right? Are you have you not picked up on it? That it's a business. Okay? I don't abuse relationships. I've known Ian for over 20 years. When he was in freaking Dallas breaking news, not at a major outlet. Okay? It was at the Dallas Morning News. I could get Ian Rappaport on anytime I want. But if I'm going to do it, like I know a lot of these people, Stephen Holder, insider for the Colts, known him for 20 years. But if I'm going to have somebody on weekly, I will make sure they get compensated. That's the way I like to run this platform. And so then we tie them to sponsors, Green Lion. Haven't you noticed that they're all tied with sponsors? So that means there's money involved because I want them to get paid. I want Sean to get paid. I want myself to get paid because we all have bills and we make a living. I'm not sure how come I have to continue to explain this when someone is on and when someone is not. Okay? This isn't a friendship bullshit. This isn't a hobby. I'm not some fan that just wanted to start a YouTube page and just go off and start talking shit every day. It's not what we do here. We're actually legitimate media members. We are actually a legitimate outlet, okay? And this is tied to legitimate businesses, and that's how we survive. It's amazing to me how some of you still have not caught on to that. It really is just kind of like, how slow can you be at this point? Like math. They're on, they're not. Okay, must be business related. Let me just move on. You know what I'm saying? So, there you go. It's really amazing to me. Anyway, did anyone else notice that McAfee was all over Stephen Holder's tweets while O had him on the show yesterday? Did I have him on the show? You mean while he was on the platform? Anyway, he does a good job. Has he switched over yet? When does that switch over? Oh, okay. Is AJ Hawk still smoking a cigar? Still? Lately? So lately you saw it. Because I'm very cynical on this. I told you this. Like that show's going to change drastically no matter what he tells you, because he can't tell you the truth, of course. But I'll tell you the truth because, common sense tells you he's going to ESPN. He's got to change his ways. And one of the little nuances, AJ Hawk, I thought, he'll probably stop smoking on the show to kind of get used to it, a week or two prior to making the switch over and to kind of make it look like he's not smoking anymore and then kind of get used to not smoking anymore on the show. So I haven't seen the show in a while, so I don't know if he's still, with a cigar in his mouth. You guys are going to have to fill me in. If you've seen in the last couple of days, is he still smoking? Because I'm wondering that, at one point or another, because I don't expect to see the cigar on ESPN. There's just no way. There's just no way you do that on regular television and on a corporate, thing like that. I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? I truly feel bad for, not for him, but I feel bad for actually the fans of the show more than anything else, because they're going to lose what that show is once it switches over. It'll go too corporate, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. What are you going to do? You want to work in the corporate world? You got to end up going by the corporate rules. And the corporate rules sometimes are not to your benefit. A lot of times are not to your benefit. It's only to their benefit. That's all they ever care about. Kind of like Republicans and Democrats. Yeah, it's not to your benefit. It's to their benefit. But you keep thinking they're working for you. Don't worry about it. They're working for you.
Let me ask you one thing, too, though.
Yes.
Since they did kind of get away from the mouse, they can get a little more edgier, though, right?
They're still corporate. Still corporate. So you're going to get edgy with the Clear Channel? You're going to get edgy with Odyssey? You're going to get edgy with iHeart? You're going to get edgy with...
I think if they're going to try to get
ABC,
the money or something flowing, then they need to do something different.
I don't expect them to do that at all. It's just not my experience with the corporate world, bro. And they're not FanDuel. That they can be a little bit more wild cards. ESPN is very corporate. So, look at all the issues they've had with their people trying to, control and manipulate them in their politics. Oh, where's Omar? Where's Rappaport? Here's a Cash App donation of $1.99. Does that cover? LOL. Giovanni is the best. He gets it. He always gets it. They switch on September 6th. Thank you. And Zuko says, yes, he has been. I guess he means smoking the cigar. Life is the same. It's Big O in stereo. Got the show on 2 devices. There we go, Nyborg. Yeah. ESPN is hard to watch. It's so political. Yep. Let's see. Saw them a couple of days ago talking about what Tua said, and he was smoking a cigar. There you go. Just keep an eye on it now when he switches over to ESPN. I just want to see if he's still going to be smoking that cigar. Because, that's the whole thing. Oh, we can't. We got kids watching this, that. We can't be setting an example for, and you'll see. You'll see. I just kind of expect it's going to get tweaked. It has to. And Troy says he was still smoking. And so does Edwin. So good stuff. And Jamie says he's still smoking. When is Messi expected to? I don't know, Green Line. I have no idea, but I would imagine that tomorrow he will not play the whole match. That's what my guess is. Because it's New York. Everybody's spending money to see Messi. He knows that. So he has also a responsibility. So he either will start and play a half or come off the bench in the 60th, 70th minute to finish the game. One of the two. And you know what I would do? I would actually bring him off the bench. That way, if things are going awry, then I bring the spark plug off the bench. But why start him? And if you're not starting off well, then you're expending all that energy. See if this team can actually play without him for a little bit, and then bring him on off the bench. That would be cool. So Chad says he's still smoking too. I like it. I like it. So, Sean Stanley, you know how it is here in the South Florida sports nation, right? Suarez becomes available, Inter should sign him, right? Anybody that becomes available, Ronaldo becomes available, sign him. No, the other Ronaldo that went to Saudi, yeah. No? Neymar. Okay? All right. So if Neymar, see, he doesn't want Ronaldo. He wants the younger player. I get it. Okay. Slightly younger. So he's taking Neymar over Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. And then, we don't do this in baseball because they don't have any money. But in football, hey, Saquon Barkley's available. We got to get him, right? I mean, it's just, Dalvin Cook's available. And South Florida. Josh Jacobs available. Got to go get him, right? I mean, that's just kind of the way it goes. So now, guess what's happening, folks? Because this also happens where? In the Heat culture. Yeah, baby. In the Heat culture, they want everyone. And Giannis Antetokounmpo says next summer it would make more sense for both parties. Even then, I don't know. Antetokounmpo said, I would not be the best version of myself if I don't know that everybody's on the same page and everybody's going for a championship. Everybody's going to sacrifice time away from their family like I do, and I don't feel that I'm not signing. And if I don't feel that, I'm not signing. So he's entering the third year of a 5-year, $228 million Supermax extension. It includes a player option for 24-25. So he can leave. At the end of the day, I feel like all my teammates know and the organization knows that I want to win a championship. As long as we're all on the same page, and you should know me, and we go together to win a championship, I'm all for it. The moment I feel like, oh, yeah, we're trying to rebuild, there will never be hard feelings with the Milwaukee Bucks. So, Heat fans, you can start right now, baby. That's it. Who needs Damian Lillard?
Get them both.
Oh, get them both. Okay. All right. So there you go. Add Lillard this year. Add Antetokounmpo next year. No, trade deadline. Yeah, trade deadline, because by then they'll know that they're rebuilding, and then they can trade them to Miami.
Yeah, we're good.
So we will have the Messi freak, the Tyreek freak, and the Greek freak. We'll be loaded with freaks.
South Florida sports.
The South Florida freaks.
Woo!
That's it, baby. So Heat culture started up. You got to trade for Antetokounmpo. Yeah. Let's go, Riley, you slacker. The hell's wrong with you? Hey, Mickey, cut the check, baby. Antetokounmpo is available, and the Heat Nation wants him.
Hit that tax bracket.
That's right. Blow up that tax bracket. Pay all the taxes. In fact, Mickey, just give the government a ship. Okay?
But you'll probably not get one, not two. You might get 3 championships.
There you go. 3 championships for a ship. 3 chips for a ship. Damn right. Mickey, would you give a ship for 3 chips? So it is time. We have a year now to get ready for Antetokounmpo coming to the Miami Heat. Yeah, baby. 24-25 season right here. So the new big 3 is coming. Butler, Lillard, and Antetokounmpo. That's right. And we're going to keep Bam too, right? Bam will be like the 4th wheel.
Yeah, Bam, super role player.
Super role player.
There he is, number 4.
With the 3 superstars.
Yeah. We can get anybody to stand in 5. I mean, at
yeah,
that point.
it's all right. Got about Green Line can play the 5th spot.
Fine. Only a bench.
That's all. So there we go. We are ready. Let's make the Antetokounmpo move.
It'll actually be like the big 3 era when everybody's taking pay cuts to come here to sit on the bench and just be
That's it. Hang out. Shaq's going to come back. No more saying the F word for Pat switching to ESPN. Should have to say, oh, yeah, no, there won't be any of that. Yeah, definitely. No, it's going to be a much clean. It has to be. Just watch ESPN now, dude. Yeah, they're going to clean up the language. They can't smoke. It's not going to be as guyish as it's been in the past. Let's put it that way. It's just the way it is. Let's see. Hello, chatters. Back from the annual physical. Men, get your prostate checked. I'm going to have a cigarette after the show. I got mine checked. Baptist Health, baby. Hails to the yeah. I'm going to laugh if it actually happens, right? If they get Antetokounmpo, yeah, that would be really funny. Don't know if the Big O is serious or joking. Yeah. Neither do I. I have no idea. All I can tell you is when sports and business collide, we like doing something called the KSDT CPA, Sports Business Report. Something of it's about damn time type of thing. They do have the guy that said it's about damn time. They have LeBron there, but the Lakers and the family of the late Basketball Hall of Famer Kobe Bryant will unveil a statue celebrating Bryant, putting him alongside Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Chick Hearn, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Shaquille O'Neal in front of the Crypto.com arena. The date for the unveiling will be on February 8th of 2024. It's significant because it incorporates the number 8 and the number 24 jerseys worn by Bryant, as well as the number 2 jersey by daughter Gianna Bryant, worn as a player for Kobe's Mamba Academy. The statue was created by Julie Roblot Amrini, and the sculpture for each of the other Lakers monuments outside of the arena. The Lakers will host the Nuggets on February 8th when they unveil the statue, the first in a series of physical tributes. That's actually really cool. You almost feel like, wow, it's taken a while, for them to do it, but well worth it. And, in fact, I've gone to LA so many times that I have actually not taken the time to go down there to the Staples Center to go check out the statues. And maybe the next time I go, it might be before Kobe's statue, or hopefully it'll be after the Kobe statue. But I'm going to go check that out, dude, because that's actually pretty cool. And, we need a Riley statue. We need a Zoe statue. We need a Wade statue outside of the arena. Right? I mean, I don't know how we haven't even done that yet, especially for Wade. Like, we need a giant, but we need a giant ass statue of Wade. Maybe put it on the back towards the ocean. That way they can see it. But I don't know, man. We should have done something for Wade. That might help out in smoothing things out with Wade a little bit more. No, that's not gonna fix it. Okay, I tried. Pat has worked with WWE on College Game Day, so he cannot curse. Just will take away from the show. Yeah, no, it's definitely he's gonna have to adjust, dude. There's no doubt about that. Anyway, that is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
Was up 81 points. The S&P is up just over a point. And the NASDAQ is barely up. I mean, it is 9,000th of a point up right now. So it's barely in the green. As for crypto, well, it is Bitcoin is still locked in right in the 26,000 range. Ethereum is slightly up 0.33%. It's in the 1,600 range. It's pretty quiet in the crypto market. Everything except for altcoins have kind of taken a beating here, which really good time to buy. So been loading up myself on Avalanche like crazy, dude. I've been scooping up Avalanche and Atom like crazy. That's been my thing the last couple of weeks here, loading up on those two. Because I am a huge Cosmos and Avalanche guy. That is from me amazing. It's going to be monstrous down the line. Why do you think ESPN still puts Lee Corso on Game Day? Should have been removed years ago. Who knows? Yeah, the Crypto Bro channel will come onto this one here. We're going to start doing it here. Yeah, and I am going to kickstart that thing in September, by the way. Already got some stuff going. So I am set to start in September because I think September, October is when we start turning the corner and start getting really good. And I don't have to sit there and try to talk you guys off a ledge every single day. I don't want that kind of crypto show every day. That one's kind of, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into a little birthdays and what's it called? Music news or music history. First of all, let's get into some famous birthdays today. Celebrating today, Blake Lively is 36, the actress. Billy Ray Cyrus, the singer, is 62. Tim Burton, the director, is 65. Let's see. Sean Connery, was born on this day back in 1930. We lost him in 2020. Let's see. A bunch of YouTubers, bro. Gene Simmons of Kiss is 74. Rachel Bilson, the OC, she is 42. Rachel Ray is 55, the chef. Claudia Schiffer, the model, is 53. Alexander Skarsgård, actor, is 47. Alexandra Burke, the R&B singer, is 35. Let's see who else. Regis Philbin was born on this date in 31. We lost him in 2020. And that's it right there. Celebrating birthdays today. Let's go with music history. Today in music history, back in 1970, ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, gave their debut performance in Plymouth, England. In 76, on this date, Epic Records released Boston's self-titled debut album. The record became the fastest-selling debut ever. What a great album that is. God, that album is so damn good. It's perfect from beginning to end. 1970, Elton John made his live debut in America, and that was at the Troubadour. When he kicked off the 17-date tour at LA's Troubadour, Don Henley, Quincy Jones, and Leon Russell were all in attendance. In 79, on this date, the Knack started a 5-week run on the top of the singles charts with My Sharona. In 86, Paul Simon released his African-influenced record, Graceland. In 94, on this date, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant recorded their MTV Unplugged episode in London. And in 2005, on this date, Slash and Duff McKagan sued their former bandmates, Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose, for allegedly naming himself the sole administrator of the band's copyrights. And that, my friends, is what happened today in music history. Okay. The other story that I found kind of entertaining and funny was John Lynch. So John Lynch now, you know, the whole Trey Lance fiasco, number 3 or maybe even number 4, who knows where he is in the pecking order, but he sucks. He's horrible. And it was a terrible, terrible trade of 3 first-rounders and a third-rounder for him. So Trey Lance was back at practice on Thursday. General Manager John Lynch appeared at KNBR and said that they're exploring all options with Lance, but there's still a good chance he will remain with the Niners. He says, the most likely option is that he stays. We're happy with Trey. The most likely option is that he's here. If we can find the landing spot for Trey that's a really good one for him and works for our organization, that's not something we turn a blind eye to. But that's not where our focus is right now. Our focus is on Trey getting back here and being with us and the best football team. We're getting close to Pittsburgh in week 1. So, and he talks about how Trey handled the whole situation masterfully and all that, and he was professional about it. This is John Lynch basically telling you, we have no takers for Trey Lance. Nobody will give us anything but like a 7th rounder. And we don't really want to embarrass ourselves after trading 3 first-rounders and a third-rounder for this kid who's an absolute bust. We'd rather keep him and act like he's still in the fold and we're still trying to develop him than just flat out embarrass ourselves and trade him for a 7th or a 6th rounder, because we don't want to listen to the criticism over and over again that you traded 3 first-rounders and a third-rounder and all you got back in return was a 6th or 7th rounder. That's what John Lynch is telling you. The rest is complete bullshit. Okay? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I've been at this game for a long time. Hard to fool me. And John Lynch, you're not fooling me, buddy. You just don't want to hear the embarrassing criticism that you traded for that guy. And let me tell you something. It doesn't end there, because I've seen the quarterbacks that do it for a year or 6 months or half a season and then can't come back and do it ever again. You know, I've seen the Derek Andersons of the world. I've watched players that they flash, but they can never really do it on a consistent basis. You better hope that Brock Purdy's not that guy. You better hope that now that the NFL has a year of film on his ass, and those defensive coordinators start saying, oh, he can't do this. He can't do that. Now let's force him to do this and do that. And then the kid can't answer and doesn't have a counterpunch. You better cross your fingers. You really got lucky and hit on that 7th rounder, because Lord knows you struck out with Trey Lance. Let's do it, baby. Manny Navarro and our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes report next.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Ready to go? You ready for the weekend? You're going up
Yes.
to St. Augustine? You're going up to St. Augustine again?
No, I wish. Got a big football high school series this weekend at St. Thomas Aquinas. Got a triple header there with Hollywood Chaminade and Aquinas and American Heritage all playing back-to-back games. So I'll be there watching football. I was watching football last night. I went to go watch this 2025 quarterback commitment that Miami has. He plays for that team from Georgia. Went down to watch him. So it's a busy time, Mo. No.
Was he any good? Was he any good?
He's okay. I mean, listen, he's 16 years old. And he's 6'2", 205. And, I think we got to see how he develops. But look, there's a lot of programs that want him. His dad's telling me that Florida State and Penn State are calling him now, that he's already committed to Miami. Now Georgia's making phone calls, trying to see if they can get him on campus. So everybody, I think there's a lot of interest in him nationally. Miami just happened to get to him early.
They're bothering the dad a lot.
Yeah, the dad played tight end at Stanford. He's a big dude. So
Penn State's molesting him a lot about this. I'm sorry, wrong choice of words. I'm sorry.
Wrong choice of words there, brother.
I'm sorry. They're bothering him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, just checking. Okay. We got some big decisions, right, on defensive linemen.
Yeah, David Stone is a 5-star defensive lineman, plays at Bradenton IMG Academy, and he's going to announce his college choice tomorrow night. IMG is playing up in New Jersey, playing against actually a team from Philadelphia. But the game's being played in Jersey, and so he's going to make his announcement at halftime. It's either Miami, Michigan State, or Oklahoma. It's funny, like this stuff. We remember how we couldn't talk about money and NIL and all those kind of things. And I wrote a story on David. I think it seems pretty obvious. It's whoever can take care of his family the best is where he's going to end up going. And so, there's only so much you can do. I try to tell people this all the time when Miami doesn't win these recruiting battles for national kids. Like, if the money's equal or close to equal, then you damn better be good at producing NFL players at that position.
Yeah.
And you better be damn good at winning championships. And right now, Miami is down in those other two categories. So that's why they may not win some of these battles, though.
No, I get it. And where do they stand with so you don't think they stand a good chance to win these guys over?
Well, the kid has said that he loves Coral Gables. His family loves Coral Gables. They love being. I mean, who doesn't love coming to Coral Gables, right? I mean, you get the beautiful houses and everything else, but Oklahoma's got money too, right? Michigan State's got money too. I know that he probably has the best relationship with Michigan State's head coach. They were driving around in a 3-wheel Spider car rapping in East Lansing and hanging out. So I'm sure that he bonds real well with Mel Tucker. But ultimately, is the state of Oklahoma going to allow its best player to leave? I mean, Oklahoma's an SEC school now. They're going to be in the SEC next year. They got SEC money.
Yeah. No, I get it. Let me ask you, where are they with the facilities and improving everything? What is the date for all that stuff to be finished?
Yeah, the last conversation I had, I mean, look, they're supposed to be breaking ground here soon. I think
Are you talking
October.
about the 80-yard field to make it 100? Is that what we're talking about?
No, we're talking about the Football Forever facility, the one that
Oh,
Dan
okay.
Radakovich and the administration promised Mario Cristobal when they got him to come over here. Hey, we're going to build this space shuttle type area for football, and but that's 3 or 4 years away. That's well over $100 million project where they've got to move the track, move the soccer field, move everything around over there in that area, and it's going to cost them a lot of money, a lot of time and energy. So that will get going, I think, in October, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's hopefully, that how much of that gives them an edge, or it's still more about the NIL stuff?
It's tough to answer. I think here's the thing. You kind of have to have everything, right? Because what happens is when you compete against the Alabamas and the Georgias and the Ohio States, and you try to go against the big boys who play in the national championship or the playoff every year, they're a contender every year. They've got a huge advantage against you, right? Just from an on-field perspective. So if you don't have the facilities and you don't have an on-campus stadium, which is 2 more strikes against the University of Miami, well, you better get that football facility on campus done. At least get one of the 2, right? So I think it's important. Do I think that's ultimately why they're not getting guys, or why guys are going elsewhere? No, I think there's only so much you can sell. The more you have to sell, the better off you are. And that's why for years you and I have been banging the drum saying Miami's got to spend money. They gotta do more for football, put more effort into it. Well, when you don't do that for 20 years, and now is when you're starting, right? In 2021, when Mario Cristobal got here, how far behind are you?
Right.
You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, this is the monster that they have to deal with because they've kind of been behind the 8 ball for a long time. The good thing is, listen, the good thing is they're doing all the right things now to catch up and to kind of move forward. So let me ask you, on the conference front,
Yeah.
is it all dead pretty much? Is it all hot air talk? Is it all legally just way too hard for anybody to get out? Because obviously we know that Florida State, what was the firm that they hired? They hired some big ass firm to help them possibly.
It was a national bank, one of the major national Chase. Was it Chase or one of those?
Yeah,
national
I think, or JP Morgan. Was it
JP Morgan? There you go.
I think it was JP
Somebody
Morgan.
somebody that I owe money to. Oh,
we all owe money to JP Morgan. I mean, they own everything.
We're paying for the Seminoles now, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're paying for the Seminoles. So where is all of that?
Well, first of all, August 15th was the deadline for them to announce any school that they were leaving the conference. That obviously has come and went 10 days ago. So as far as leaving for 2024, that's not going to happen. Now, I know Florida State is eager to see some change here in terms of postseason money. The ACC agreed, starting with 2025, that postseason results will affect how much money you make. So everything won't be split evenly. If you make the playoff, you'll get more money, etc. So that's an incentive to stay. Obviously, for Florida State and Clemson, you need somewhere to go. The Big Ten, to this point, doesn't look like they're ready to add anybody. And if Florida State want to leave, they couldn't leave till 25 anyway. So it's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. As far as the ACC is concerned, and this is something I've mentioned to you in the past, they really want to add Stanford and Cal and SMU because those schools aren't going to come in and take money right away. Okay, if they get added to the conference, it's not going to be a deal where they get, whatever money is owed to them in the way that the other ACC schools are being paid. They're deferring payment. In fact, SMU is basically saying we won't even take payment. We have enough money from our rich oil men here in Texas that bank our get behind our school, that we just want to get a seat at the table in a Power 5. So that should be decided here soon, I think, what's going to happen, in terms of adding teams to the conference. I was told that if those 3 teams join, that there could be $77 more million added to the ACC's TV deal with ESPN.
77 million broken down by, what is it? What are we, 19 teams?
Right. But again, those teams wouldn't be collecting. I think it would be somewhere like 30%.
Okay. So 77 million for 16 teams.
Yes.
Or 4 point something million.
Well, it would be actually, when you think about it, there's 14 teams, 15 with Notre Dame. So those 3 would make it 18.
14. Okay. So 14. Okay. So it's a little bit more. $5-6 million bucks. Is that really like?
Well, it's more. Hey, listen, when you're down 40, right?
That's
or
what
you're
I'm
down
saying.
30, you get a touchdown on the board, you take it, right? I mean, you don't.
I know you take it, but it's still not enough.
No, it's not. It's not. And that's but listen, this is the only move they have. I mean, they're tied to this terrible contract through 2036. And the reality is this: they need people to watch the ACC network. It's not the same thing as the SEC network.
Fichtenbaum, it's still there. It's ugly. It's orange. But that's kind of just Mercurocromo, man. That's all
Right.
it is. What they're doing there. It's you're doing something to try to create a little extra revenue while you fend this whole craziness off to what, 36, right? I mean, is that the year, right?
Yeah, I mean, but then ultimately we got to see what the playoff does, what the 12-team playoff does, how that generates more revenue, right, across the board. But look, they've got to get more eyeballs, and this, getting the West Coast teams. Here's why they're doing it. Right now, the ACC network, the last game of the night is, finishing at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, right? Your 7 o'clock kickoff. You get Cal and Stanford on the schedule. Now you got a 10:30 game that you can sell advertising for ESPN. So that's why they're doing it.
Which is a 7:30 game out west.
Right. So that's why they're doing this, so that they can get that extra time slot and that extra money. And then you also get into the Dallas market, right, with SMU. And now you can sell the ACC network there as well.
But that's an odd number. So you're still looking for a 4th team now, right? Oh,
well,
no,
I mean,
Notre Dame's 15. That's right. Yeah, you're right.
Notre Dame is 15 in all the other sports but football, but they end up playing 5 to 6 games against ACC schools anyway, all year. So again, like if you're not in the Big Ten or the SEC, right? If you're not Plan A, sometimes it's just better to be Plan B, and that's essentially what they have to do. And look, the ACC's problem is simple. Miami and Florida State have pretty much sucked for the last decade.
Yeah.
Those are supposed to be your 2 marquee programs. Until those programs get back to being nationally relevant, you're not going to get people to watch. I told you what the numbers were, where Miami and FSU ranked, right, among the ACC games last year, 30th in viewership.
The other thing that's going to help that conference is that Miami and Florida State get back to being dominant again. And Florida State is on its way now. Miami needs to get there, and and Clemson obviously needs to maintain what they've done. I think that's the other. I guess that would be the only other saving grace for these teams and for the conference. You need to become more impactful in the national championship picture.
Yep.
And then that way you can bring more of the eyes to the entire conference, because you have Florida State, you have Clemson, and hopefully Miami in the mix, in the national championship mix, in the Heisman mix, those kind of things. So I think that's about the only other way that you will really kind of create a sexier conference by
Yeah.
becoming more impactful on the national scale.
100% right, and they know that. Somebody shared some numbers with me the other day, but if the ACC can get more people to just tune into its network, right? Like, in other words, Miami and Florida State take off and play well. Drake May gets his own show, right? Because he's in the Heisman race. If they start packaging things together, they could make a lot more money in TV revenue. But listen, the ACC network put itself behind the 8 ball to begin with by not even getting on Xfinity. Like, think about that issue. How many people weren't even able to find the channel? Those were all issues that, to me, from the get-go, they had to get right, and they screwed that up. So, playing catch-up, man.
That's when you have this snobbish attitude, like, well, we're the ACC network. They'll carry us, and they'll do everything. And it became a mission for people to find the ACC network.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you're right. Access is so important. But I think also the conference has to get better. It just has to get better.
Well, in basketball too, I think, you look at who the best conference is in college basketball. I know you don't watch anymore because what's the point, right? All the best players are, but the Big 12
is that's all I watch is really UM. I don't really watch much college basketball anymore. It just doesn't attract me anymore. I watch UM because I love UM and I support UM, but outside of that, I just college basketball doesn't do it for me. But what is it? The ACC, the Big 10, and
the Big 12 is the one that's killing everybody lately.
And Big 12 too, right? Yeah. Because the SEC is not really a monster in basketball.
No, but the SEC is a monster in pretty much every other sport, and that's what that makes them so tough.
Yeah,
that's where all that money comes in handy.
Yeah, you're right. What's the latest with Ruiz and how it affects Miami? I
know that they're still continuing. They still have kids under contract. I mentioned to you 80% of the deals are no longer through Ruiz. They're through Canes Connection and other NIL initiatives, but he's still involved somewhat. We will see what happens to him legally. I don't know where they're at there. That'll be interesting. When the feds finally take him to court and see what happens, what is exposed at that point.
Boy, when the feds get involved, that shit is scary, buddy. That shit is scary, bro. That's one word I never want to even cross in my life. Feds. Yep. Holy shit. Stay away from that, bro. Just pay my taxes. Just pay my taxes right away, bro. I don't even want the tax man to come for me, that kind of shit. Damn, it's crazy. All right, what do you got going on the Athletic so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, a lot of interesting feature stories, mailbags. We just put out another ACC mailbag today answering some football questions. We did a whole bunch of realignment coverage. There's previews, ACC previews, all kinds of stuff. I mean, if you want to go down the rabbit hole with college football coverage, just sign up for the Athletic. There's a ton of stuff to read there. I got a story I'm doing on IMG Academy that'll be coming out soon, hopefully. Recruiting predictions for the year. I know there's a lot of fans that are always interested in recruiting. So there's a ton to read. And tomorrow's decision day. I'll be at those high school games. So follow me on Twitter and subscribe to Athletic if you can.
And by the way, did the Athletic just tell their national MLS writer, hey, dude, just move down to Miami and just cover Messi and that's it?
I think so. I think so. There's plenty of Messi stuff to read there too.
I know. It's like if I tell screw it, bro. Forget the league. Just go cover that guy, and that's it. It's over after that. Who cares after that? What do you got, Sean?
No, I wanted to ask Manny. I haven't been able to look at the article yet. Did you pick who would win the Royal Rumble?
I did. Pick the Royal Rumble, and I made a funny joke. I don't mind sharing it here. It may spoil the article, but I said that Georgia Tech's coach Brent Key won because Mario went to go recruiting. Mario didn't even get in the ring. He was out recruiting. So
makes sense, by the way. Makes sense. You got an edge. Yeah, keep him busy. Keep him busy.
They're all in the ring. I'm gonna go out recruiting while you guys fight like a bunch of morons.
See, I could get this 5-star while you're eating shit there in the ring. Yeah, let me do that. Yeah, that's Mario. That makes a lot of sense right there. And by the way, Mario's not a guy I want to mess with either. But
No, he would be the clear favorite if he were to actually get in the ring. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I put my money on Mario. Damn right. That dude's still pumping like 500 pounds in the weight room still at this age. He's amazing. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at The Athletic. Better yet, do what I do. Subscribe, baby, and get all your college football, National Football League, NBA, local stuff, Messi, everything there at The Athletic. Manny, have a great weekend, my brother. We'll catch up on Tuesday.
You too, brother. Take care. I'll see you.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Manny Navarro and our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. They got anything and everything practically with a Canes logo on it. Get on down there. They're right there in Davie. The address, I have not memorized it. What is it? 2566. Okay. South University Drive in Davie. So get on down there and go see Brett and Jeff and all the great people out there. They got a lot of Inter Miami gear, so you can grab stuff like this. You can get Messi shirts. They got hats. They got all kinds of hats too, man. So go check it out. Tell them that Big O sent you. And if you can't get to Davie, you can go to caneswear.com. It's the best way to get to it. And if you order over $99, you'll get free shipping. That's our caneswear.com Miami Hurricanes report.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
All right. Appreciate all of you out there as always. Thank you all. So the Cardinals added Dobbs, huh? At quarterback. Well, they must be really worried about Kyler Murray. And not because of his sports bra. Oh, that wasn't really a good look. I got to admit. That was just it was just kind of an awkward one. It just didn't just kind of didn't fit. That's all I'm going to say. Okay? But I mean, if he wants to do a little Brandy Chastain, you know. So, he can definitely do that. I'm not seeing any real headlines in the NFL. Kenny Pickett looking good, huh? I was a Kenny Pickett fan. When they drafted him, I thought that was a really good pick. I wasn't worried. Like even Sam Howell. I like Sam Howell too. I think that was a good idea by Washington to start him. Some of these guys, they've got it, man. They can play at this level. Will they be able to get it done? That we will never know until they actually get the opportunity. But I like Kenny Pickett to succeed. With the Steelers. He's just got moxie, tough kid, accurate passer. I'm a Kenny Pickett fan. I think he's got a chance to be a good quarterback in this league. And Sam Howell, I was a big fan of Sam Howell at North Carolina, unless he was playing the Canes, But if he wasn't, I always respected that kid. I always looked at him and said, this guy's going to play on Sundays. He'll get a chance because he's got the skill set to play on Sundays. So it's interesting to see Sam Howell get the start and see a couple of these ACC quarterbacks, get into the NFL. Let's see what they can do at the next level. We'll find out if Pickett is the real thing. He kind of was turning the corner last year towards the end of the year. He started off rough like a young quarterback should, and then he got better as the year went on. And now Sam Howell is also got the opportunity. Listen, man, a lot of times for these young guys, it's about having a good team around you to help you in the process, because this is such a difficult game. You can't do it by yourself. In football, it's impossible. It is the ultimate. It's not a cliche. It's a fact. It is the ultimate team game. If the five hogs up front aren't doing their job, you're not going to run the ball. Sure, once in a while you have a Barry Sanders. And even with Barry Sanders, if you really watched it, You're old enough, right? Did you get to see? He had moments where he lost 4 or 5 yards a bunch of times because it wasn't a great offensive line, but he's trying to make shit happen, but he's so shifty that he was as special as it ever has been in the history of the NFL. Okay? All right? When it comes to East-West, he might be the greatest I've ever seen East-West. I'm never going to tell you he's the fastest because who knows? Chris Johnson, Barry, there's all kinds of guys that we could talk about that had straight line speed. Hell, Kenyon Drake has got great straight line speed. But the shiftiness that you wouldn't be able to get a shot on the guy, that's what helped him behind a line that wasn't great. But more often than not, if the hogs up front aren't doing their job, your quarterback's not going to do the job. The running back's not going to do the job. The receivers aren't going to get the ball. If your defense can't stop anybody, we saw Marino can put up 40 points, but your defense allows 45. It doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? And so it's the ultimate team game. And the ultimate thing to help a young quarterback, oh my God, you need a team around him. You saw what happened when you have incompetent coaches under Tua, and the poor kid had to struggle. And I still think he did a phenomenal rookie year. Seriously. You go back and look at how shitty that offense was, the line, the coaching, everything. And for him to even survive and win more than he loses and throw more touchdowns and interceptions and have a pretty decent completion percentage, it was phenomenal under those conditions. That's not the conditions a rookie quarterback should be under. If you start a rookie quarterback, you need to help him. When they're in their first couple of years, you need to make life as easy as possible for that man because it is a very difficult game. And then that's the challenge for some of these young quarterbacks. And that's where you hope, Kenny Pickett's got a pretty good foundation around him because Pittsburgh always has a good foundation, not just the coaches, but the talent and all of that. He's got the George Pickens kid. He usually has a good line. He'll have a running game. He'll have a defense. So Kenny will have all the things he needs to succeed. Washington has not provided that for most of their quarterbacks over the years. Now, they do have a pretty damn good defense. They got one of the better receivers in the NFL. I know he just got banged up, too. They've got some playmakers on that team. Is your line good enough? Is your coaching good enough? All those kind of things to kind of help Howell. And to me, that's the key, man. If you're going to draft a young, look what they did to Andrew Luck. He kept carrying you, but he took a beating in the process, dude. He got injured over and over and over again, and that guy was a tree trunk. That guy was thick as a redwood tree, and he was breaking down. Why? Because you were letting him take hits. You can't do that to a quarterback. Even if it's Andrew Luck. And he still carried you. He still did awesome. But you never gave him the help, just like Marino. Marino never had help, one, from his defense or his running game. Ever. So he never had a running game that he could actually count on. It's crap. Everybody needs help. But these young quarterbacks, man, you better give them a foundation because if not, they're not going to succeed. They just won't. Any thoughts on Notre Dame going to Ireland for the opener tomorrow? I hope they lose. I hope they spike their water with alcohol. That's about it. It's the only thing. You tell me Notre Dame, I say lose. That's the only breakdown I want for Notre Dame. Lose. Lose every game possible. Some of the more obnoxious fans out there, Notre Dame fans. Barry's my favorite running back of all time. Well, it's a good running back to have as your favorite. Mine is Walter Payton. Sweetness is my favorite. Beautiful women in Coral Gables, sir, with as much stucco on their bodies as the old Spanish homes they live in. Or stucco, right? Stucco, I think is what it is. Stucco. College football is getting crazy with these conferences. They need to do the same thing as the NFL, divide teams up. These there's too much greed involved, Edward. There's no way. Too many Thurston Howells involved, Edward. So that's the problem. Big O breaking news. Kyler Murray is starting in the longest yard 2 with his sports bra. Not as a football player, but you know what I mean. UGLY, you so ugly, you know why. I don't know. Is it something like that? Was it? UGLY, you ugly, you know why. I don't know. I forgot. But it was something like that. In the original longest yard is what it was. No, wait a minute. No, that might have been the Wildcats. It might have been the Wildcats cheerleaders that were doing the ugly the water boy guy. Yeah, the water boy guy. He's the main guy. No, it's not Sandler. It's not the Sandler one. The longest yard. Okay. Oh, okay. It's not Sandler. I get it, but it is the Sandler one that you're talking about. I didn't enjoy that one as much as the other one. But the UGLY chant, was that from the original longest yard or Wildcats? I think it was Wildcats. Because the cheerleaders in Wildcats were funny. And if you've never seen Wildcats with Goldie Hawn, you should watch it. Tracy Morgan. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he was one of the cheerleaders. Right. No, it wasn't Waterboy, those cheerleaders. No. Waterboy is Sandler, but we were talking about Sandler doing the Longest Yard remake is what we were talking about. All right. Appreciate all of you out there. By the way, we are at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. What'd you say? Wildcats? Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought so. The UGLY, you so ugly, and I forgot how the chant went. But it was something with the UGLY, you so ugly, I don't know, something else that went with it. Oh, you're playing the chant? UGLY, you got no alibi, you ugly. You ugly. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. That's it. That's the one. Wildcats is actually a fun movie. I think it still holds up, actually. And it's loaded with stars, dude. Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson and Nipsey Russell, Goldie Hawn. God, there's so many actors. The guy that is from Animal House, he's in Crime Something with this woman, and the Hispanic guy that's really mad all the time or whatever, that he's in that show. He's, God, I forgot the Animal House, the motorcycle guy. He's in that in Wildcats. I mean, it's like it's loaded with all kinds of people in that movie, man. That's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. You should. Oh, I'm back from the scrap heap. I finally did it. Dr. Dougie Fresh. I've been here from the beginning and will remain, from the Rush lunch boxes to Bill's Devo masks to Dairy Queen hot dogs. There we go. Yesterday, they took a picture of a guy that looks like he ate a Dairy Queen hot dog like I did. Yeah. His mugshot looked exactly like he had just eaten a Dairy. I mean, I saw it yesterday, and I saw the orangutans look, and I said, that's exactly how I looked when I ate that hot dog. What? No, it is that. That's the chant. Yeah, it is. From Wildcats. He just played it. UGLY, you ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. Yeah, that's the chant. You gotta watch Wildcats with Goldie Hawn. Penetration. Do you know how to get penetration? I forgot her name, and the principal goes, Miss whatever, we're getting off subject. And it's the home ec teacher. And the funny part is, the way they insinuate the home ec teacher, it's a funny scene. It's a funny scene. Goldie Hawn telling the home ec teacher, do you know how to get penetration? Do you know how to get good penetration? The Best of Times is also entertaining, Zuko. I would agree with that. With Kurt Russell and the white shoes and Robin Williams and all that. That's an entertaining movie. There's no doubt about it. But Wildcats is fun, bro. I like Wildcats. I can still watch It's the Sport of Kings, better than diamond rings. The theme song is sung by LL Cool J. You got it? Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. But Miss McGrath, we're getting off subject. That's it. And the principal is also another guy that was, kind of all over the place. Yeah, it's funny, dude. It's funny. You should if you've never seen Wildcats, you should. So when do you make our Boy George concert shirt bet good? I got to lose weight to get into that shirt. Actually, that's really the most important part is me losing weight. What happened? Play what? Oh, okay. No, they do something, but you should do the one from the Longest Yard. I forgot how that one goes. But I think that one's kind of funny too. It's not as good, I think, as the Wildcats one. I go Wildcats first. Then I've got to go the Replacements. Ooh, the cheerleaders for the Replacements, they know how to cheer. Those were cheers right there. That's how you cheer. Well, Nipsey Russell was the principal of the school she goes to. But remember, the school she was in that she wanted to be the coach, the other guy, that principal, that bald guy I don't know his name, but he's like a side character in like so many TV shows that you've seen in your life. It's not even funny. Like, that's the other thing about Wildcats. When you watch the movie, there's a lot of famous names, and then there's other faces that you've seen in all kinds of shows and movies and things like that. And that principal is the guy I'm talking about, the guy that wears the glasses, bald, and black hair. Nipsey is the coach of the school she goes to, the bad school, where then she runs into, Wesley and all those guys. What happened? You got the cheer? Why, it has a bad word in it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can do it. I don't care. We don't work for anybody, bro. We work for ourselves. So it doesn't really matter.
Show you what we've been practicing. Okay, hit me. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Give me a D. D. Give me a I. I. Give me a C. C. Give me a. All right. I got it. Just save it for the game. Don't act like you ain't want to see more, Brucey. Yeah, you wish, pal. No, you wish I'd kiss you again because your breath smell like 8 cans of shark shit.
You got to get the cheers from the first one, from the first Longest Yard. What's up, baby? How you doing? From the first Longest Yard is the one that we need. Okay, because that one's also kind of famous. Not as good as the Wildcats, because I still got to give those ladies the number 1 slot.
There's no doubt about that. I am out just now that you and Sean have a place to stay on the Panhandle. There we go. We're headed there. We're headed out there. Folks, don't forget you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. And again, I want to remind you, watch the show. This one, yesterday's, the day before, watch it on your off time. You didn't have to watch it. Just let it run. We need hours viewed. We got to get to 4,000 hours viewed on this channel before they start paying us. Okay? So YouTube wants to get 4,000 free hours of content, basically. It's amazing. It really is. But no, seriously. If you can watch it, because we cannot earn any money off this channel until we get to 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe if you're watching, and then also watch whenever you can. Even if you watched it, just turn the volume down and leave the iPad or the computer run over the weekend. Do it a couple times, whatever. If a lot of you do it, we're going to get to 4,000 watched hours quickly. So we'll give you the updates. We'll tell you once we get to 4,000, we'll tell you, hey, we're at 4. Don't go doing anything crazy. Just watch the shows like you normally do. But if you can on this channel, the wrestling show will be on tonight at 8 o'clock. Even if you don't like wrestling, put it on and walk away. You know what I'm saying? Just do us a favor. As much as you can watch, the crypto show will be on this channel. The wrestling show will be on this channel. And obviously the daily live show will be on this channel. Everything else will be on Big O Show. All the interviews, Dolphins pre- and post-game show, breaking news, all of that goes on that channel. Like we're going to talk to Cam Wolf in a little while. That'll show up on this channel in a little bit. Okay? That's just the way it goes. So you'll check it out. What do you got? What? Yeah, Cam will be, that's right. Cam will be on the other channel. Right, exactly. The interviews will be on the other channel. So that'll be the good thing. So I appreciate all of you out there. So as much as you can watch, you don't even have to watch it. Maybe you saw the show already, but just let it play. Let it play, man. Let it play as many times as you can. We'd appreciate it immensely. And we'll give you the heads up when we're at 4,000, and then that's it. We won't need any more. And hit that like button like crazy every time you get on, so you can get the algorithms going of this channel, so it appears a lot more faster for people, so they can find Big O Radio Show live. Okay, so we got 79 watching. We got 73 likes. So there are some of you out there right now watching that you have not hit that like button. So please hit the like button. It would be very important. You guys got any questions? Fire away. Got anything? Dolphins, Heat, Panthers, Marlins, Inter, Life, crypto, whatever, music. Fire away. Let's have a free for all here in this final segment. Whatever you got, fire away, and we'll take it, because I don't think I have anything else left to basically talk about. Oh, you were nearing 19,000 subs. Where are they? No, the new channel, we're still getting close to 19. The same channel keeps going. This is only for the live shows because of the algorithms and what YouTube is doing to us. The live shows kind of kill your overall earnings. Okay, so that's why all the interviews are over there. The Dolphin pre and post game show, people watch that for a long time. The live show, people pop in and out because they're working and doing stuff. So it takes away from the percentages and the averages and a whole bunch of shit that I don't need to bore you guys. So that's why we've put the live shows on this separate channel. But everything else will be over there. Okay? Everything. So it's only live shows here. So the other one, we're continuing to build the subscribers. It's going up. We're approaching 19,000, which we appreciate it. Hey, by the way, the likes went up to 80 over the 78 that are watching. Thank you. That's very nice of you guys. I like that. Very, very kind. All right, let's see if we got any questions here. This is so confusing. No, it's not. Everything's on one channel over there, and then just the live shows are here. That's all. That's why it's called Big O Radio Show Live, because the only live channel, only live shows are here. Everything else over there is going to be pre-recorded, well, except the Dolphin pre- and post-game show. That's it.
Who's the greatest South Florida athlete of all time? Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade. That's who you got to give it to, bro. He's got 3 titles. You got to give it to Dwayne Wade. Would you eat another Panhandle Dairy Queen hot dog if doing so would guarantee the Finns to win the Super Bowl? Yes, I would. I don't want to feel like that for 3-4 days, but for a Super Bowl, I'll suffer for the rest of us. Yes. I'll take the hit for the fans. Yes. I'll do it. I'll hate it because I know what's coming or what's going out. But yeah, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do anything for the Dolphins, bro. Green line. Oh, any chance left for the Marlins now that Inter's popularity is exploding? No, there's none. The Marlins are pretty much dead. I hired Preston Williams as my advisor. I bought Dogecoin. Did I do good? This just in. Every player in the NFL is perfect landing spot is the Dolphins. Yes, it is, isn't it? Everybody wants to come here. Anyone looking like practice squad guy that you fear losing? That's a good question. Cameron Good. Cameron Good. That'll be the guy that I'm a little afraid of losing if they put him on the practice squad because he has versatility, he has size. Sometimes linebacker, it takes them a little bit, and he started to flash a little bit this year. He's a guy that I think if people see and look at him, they say prototype. Ability is there. Can we now refine it? And that's the only thing that Cameron Good needs is to be refined. And we don't know if he can do it or not. But physically, the tools are there that you kind of get intrigued with Cameron Good. So he's the guy that I fear may not make 53, could go to the practice squad. And then I can see somebody this year saying, you know, we can work with this kid. And I would fear losing him. Because he might turn, and you know, it's not like the Dolphins have this great linebacking core. You know what I'm saying? And then again, maybe he might be nothing, and I might be completely wrong. But Cameron Good, if you're asking me, Cameron Good might be that guy that I'm a little worried about. I've liked Cameron Good from the get-go. I just think that there's something there, you know? And Lord knows that he gave him all the ability. Now the rest is up to the young man now to kind of put it all together. So Cameron Good would be the guy that I would point to. Big O, you better eat 20 of them. Yeah, I mean, for a Super Bowl for the Dolphins, I'll do whatever it takes, bro. I'll do whatever it takes. That's it. I love the adrenaline in my face. I do whatever it takes. Anybody Imagine Dragon fans out there? I love Imagine Dragons. Someone told Orlando that Omar now talks daily about the Dolphins approaching cap hell. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know lately the cap has mattered for Omar. I laugh at that. I always laugh at that. And it's I heard him today. In fact, he said it today. There was some comment he said, and it was cap related, and I'm like, oh, so the cap matters, huh? He's funny, bro. But I love Omar to death, but I also love busting his balls and catching him in the middle of all that fence straddling he does. Nobody fence straddles more than Omar. Nobody plays both sides better than Omar does. One day he's this, the next day he's that. It's hilarious. So, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. 83 are watching and there's 82 likes. Somebody has not hit the like button there. Who is it? Come on. Match the likes with the views. Let's go with the chat. Come on. Who's going to be that 83rd? Who is it? Come on. I'm looking. Come on. Who's going to, 84, 85 to 84. Nice. Nice, because it went up to 84 on the chat board, and then the likes went up to 85. Nice. That's Studley. Thank you all out there. Very nice of you hitting that like button. I like that. I like it a lot. Kind of like a Perdomo cigar. Gotta like it. And by the way, the 30th anniversary, wait till it hits the stores. Rich, really full flavor. I loved it. Well, I got the Maduro one. And it was awesome, dude. Because you can get it in sun-grown, obviously, in Connecticut. But the Maduro one, so good. Big O, your thoughts on Vivek in the debate? I thought he won the debate. You know, a couple things I don't really I disagree with him on. But, I mean, bro, you know how many things I disagree with Biden and Trump? Are you kidding me? So I disagree less with him than I do with those guys. So, you know what really sucks for you and me as Americans? Because I don't care about Democrats or Republicans. You should know this by now. If you haven't figured it out yet, I hate that the Democrats aren't giving Republicans a choice. I mean, Americans a choice. You know, the Republicans have to do it. They have to have a debate. They have to have a whole open field, even though there's a section of them that are just blind and they're stuck with the orangutan. But at least there's a choice, and you can see different candidates. I hate that we can't get a look at what Democrats could, you know. I know both sides can't produce shit anyways, but at least maybe somebody breaks through that at least is like Vivek is at least different and vibrant, and there's hope there. There's something you can work with. There's intelligence. There's maybe some reasoning that you can work with, not these old farts that are locked in. You know what I also thought about that's very interesting? You know how the Supreme Court reversed Roe v. Wade and all these other people with all these abortion? Isn't it funny that all the people deciding on abortion can't reproduce themselves because they're too freaking old? Is that some ironic bullshit or what? You ever thought about that? All these people are deciding who can and who can't have kids. Can't have kids anyway. They're too freaking old. All their crap is already broken down and fallen off and raggedy and wrinkled up. And they're the ones deciding who can have, you know, a baby or not. Weird. Victory cigar for the chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, wait a minute. At 92 to 88, we got to give them a victory cigar. They got to give the chat board a victory cigar right there. These are great Americans right here on the chat board. Give them a victory cigar. Damn. 100. Are there 7 of you right now that have not hit the like button? I bet you there's at least 7 of you. Come on, triple digits. We have not hit triple digits on the likes on this channel yet. This would be the first day, and you guys would be a part of it. How about that? That would be pretty cool. We have not hit 100 likes yet on this channel. Okay, we've hit like 500-700 likes in the other channel, but we've never hit 100 because we've only been on this for a couple of days now. So how about in the first week on Friday, we hit 100. So if there's 7 of you that haven't hit the like button, there's got to be 7 of you. There's 88 right now on the chat board. It's got to be 7. Come on. I got faith in you all. I know you love Sean and myself, and Frankie also helps out. There's 94. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Ready to light one of those cigars up when the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, baby. Well, Sam, you better be with me and Sean in Vegas to light that up. All right? I'm going to take a bunch of Perdomos over to Vegas with us to light them up. Come on, 94. We need 6 more to get to 100. Come on. Austin Jackson is supposed to be playing well. We didn't get to see his growth play out last year. Will his play this season match the hopes of his growth? No doubt, none of us know, my brother. Listen, here's the best thing about Austin Jackson. For all of you out there as Dolphin fans, why don't we do this? Why don't we root for the guy? Why don't we keep an open mind instead of, I know that we all haven't been convinced with the guy. I get all of that. But it's almost like we're all sitting there waiting for him to fail. How about if we take a more positive attitude and let's hope for the best now? Let's hope that Robert Hunt doesn't have to move to right tackle and that they don't have to move Cotton or somebody in guard or something. No, let's hope that Austin Jackson finds his way because he's a good dude. He's worked hard. He's proven to be a tough individual. Let me tell you something. Going from the bone marrow stuff, not practicing, getting drafted, kind of struggling with bad coaches here. Then last year had the high ankle sprain, and he hasn't been an injury-prone guy. And then now it looks like he's got the right coaching because it came in last year. He's got the right system. Maybe now he has the opportunity to really grow. And before, he didn't have the foundation. Remember we were talking about with young quarterbacks earlier, foundation? Maybe Austin Jackson now has finally the foundation, the coaching. He's a good dude, bro. Like, he's a really good dude, really likable cat. You know what I'm saying? And he's pretty tough mentally because he's fought through all the adversity, injuries, failure, all that, and he's still here trying, man. So I'm rooting for Austin Jackson. I want the 5 guys that start. I want them to be the same 5 guys for the entire year. And it would be nice that if you hit on Hunt and Jackson and you missed on Eichenberg, it's all right. That's great. But, if you miss on Jackson and Eichenberg and you only hit on Hunt, then yeah, that kind of, it leaves you a little bit of a sour taste. You know what I'm saying? But if they can turn the tables and hit on Jackson, then, it's all right. But root for him, man. Root for him. Let's hope for the best. We're at 95. You mean there's not 5 of you out of the 84 right now that are on the chat board that haven't hit the like button? That's pretty good. If all 84 of you hit the like button, thank you. That's pretty freaking awesome. Because I would think people throughout the last couple of hours have come and gone on the channel. You know what I'm saying? So I would figure there would be at least 5 of you out of the 84 right now that have not hit the like button, and you can get us to 100. It'd be pretty cool if that little thumb says 100. That'd be pretty damn impressive. We're at 95 right now. We need to give Austin Jackson a nickname like Austin Action Jackson. That will get him playing better. Jackson has been good in camp. I'm stoked for Tua's blindside. Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so. He had some moments that I saw that were kind of iffy. 96, 4 away. Can we get to 100 is the question. Big O, I love the Tuanon retweet comment. What can I tell you? We are the best right tackle in the business, Tuanon. We protect his blind side better than, holy shit, it says 100. It just went, 5 of them went just like that. Wow, nice job. Yeah, we're the best right tackle for Tua, because we look out for his best interest. We actually give a shit about the guy. I think there's a group of Dolphin fans that are never going to be happy. And I don't know if it's because you're so used to never being happy, so you kind of have to have that attitude. And I think there's a section of us that, the Tuanon folks, we're real Dolphin fans that, like, we're not wishing for people to fail or to just live up to our predictions or something. Remember how in the Joe Shad interview, if you listen to it, I compare the anti-Tua people a lot to those Trump people. Like, the Trump people are stuck in this rut where, the guy is guilty of all kinds of shit, but they have been so hardcore with him that they can't back out now because they're afraid of how bad they're going to look. And I almost feel like that those hateful Tua people, or they just don't believe in the guy, or they're just trying to justify the fact that they said he couldn't play or whatever, and they'll go against everything. And I think those of us that follow the kid, we see he can play. We know that he's a great young man. We know that he works his ass off, that he's a quality individual, that he was in the MVP race last year.
And we're all well aware of his injury history, but we're not sitting there going, okay, wait a minute, we're rooting for him to get injured? No, we're rooting for him to figure this thing out so he can stay healthy, because we've explained it here. He can stay healthy. All he has to do is get rid of the damn ball. But it's this weird dynamic. Like, the people that are just rooting against the kid, it's almost like they try to, oh, he threw 2 interceptions in practice. Oh, my God, it's over. Like, right away. And I don't know why. I have a hard time believing you're really a hardcore Dolphins fan. You know what I'm saying? I just have a hard time believing that, because how do you spend a lot of your time just rooting against this guy? And, it's like Austin Jackson. You may not believe that he can be a good player or not, but rooting against the guy, he's not a dick. He's not a jerk. He's not greedy. He's not selfish. He's not self-centered. He's not a guy that doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Noah Igbinoghene. That poor young man's been through hell and back. Super easy to root for him. We can't be convinced. We can all be like, okay, well, we don't know if this guy will ever be the guy. Okay, that's cool. But, like rooting against him, how do you not root for him? Everybody fails in life. You're going to fall off the bike and fall off the bike and fall off the bike and get scratched up and your shin and knees and twist your ankle, and then eventually you'll stay on the bike. Failures in everything that we do. You're learning how to write and it looks like a disaster. And then eventually you practice enough and then it looks half decent, unless you're me and it always looks like a disaster. Kind of failure is part of life. But I don't understand the person that almost kind of like sits there waiting for somebody to fail. It's the weirdest dynamic. Let's see what else. Exactly. Even if you don't like a player on your team, support them. Stop being a total tool about it. Billy Shaw, that was good. That was good, my brother. That was good. Let's see. AEW All In this Sunday. Who we got? MJF, the champ, or Adam Cole? What's MJF stand for? What was it again? Maxwell Jacob Freeman. Is he a financial advisor? Maxwell. Yeah, I'm going Adam Cole here. See, Adam Cole's got the kind of name that will drink a beer and then walk into the ring and kick your ass. Some guy named Maxwell Jacob, and plus he has a third name. He might be more of a serial killer. Like these 3-name guys. Yeah. Mark David Chapman and all that kind of stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, haven't you noticed a lot of these crazy killers have 3 names? I'm going to go with Adam Cole. I think Cole's got just Adam Cole. That's like, it's a simple guy. He shows up. He's got a flannel shirt on, some jeans, kind of torn, boots. And he says, I'm here to kick your ass. And he just, chugs a Budweiser, and then he puts a foot in your ass, and it's over. I'm going Adam Cole all the way here over MJ. He's effed. What do you got?
They're tag team partners to start the show for the Ring of Honor tag team champions, and then they fight each other at the end of the show for the heavyweight title.
MJ is effed. That's all I can tell you. Okay? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Where am I going? What am I getting? Boy, he's stumped. It's taking him a while to decide.
Well, because we're going to discuss this on Squared Circle Digest, but I think you picked the right person in the match. But not because he's going to be a beer-drinking, ass-kicking Adam Cole, because he's about $175 wet. So
you're measuring people by their size, not their heart? Look at this guy. I tell you. Adam Cole.
Adam Cole's ready to kick ass, bro. 170 pounds of all badass.
Okay, baby.
Just saying. Underestimating Adam Cole in the flannel shirt with the Tom McCann boots.
MJF is the flannel shirt. He wears a scarf, the flannel scarf.
He does? Oh, Adam Cole is going to take that scarf away from him. Wipe his sweat. That's what he's going to do with that. Frankie says Bitcoin probably. What does that mean? I don't know. Why is Frankie talking Bitcoin? That interests me right away. Big O, I've been a diehard Dolphin fan since Shula came over in 1970. Been through some of the awful teams since 76, but will always be a real Finn fan. That's the only way to go, baby. You know? It's the only way to go. 102. Thank you very much, man. All right, we are out of here, folks. I appreciate all of you out there as always. We thank Manny Navarro. We'll talk to Cameron Wolf later on. You'll see him pop up on the regular platform at Big O Radio Show. Again, please subscribe to this one. If you get a chance, rewatch any of these shows. You don't even have to watch them. Just hit play and walk away. Play and walk away. We need as many watch hours from all of you as possible, okay? We need to get to 4,000. He said to check my phone. Let me see. Oh, he sent a Cash App. Thank you, sir. He says, he sent a Bitcoin Cash App, Frankie Fresco. Holy shit. Oh, you know, Frankie, that gets me close to my heart when you send Bitcoin donations. Thank you, sir, for the great pick, he said. Appreciate you, my brother. That's very nice of you, Frankie, sending in a little Bitcoin. Thank you, sir. That always gets me excited. By the way, Steve, Hateful Steve chimed in. All right. He's talking about storms back in like 100 years ago. Okay. All right. No other ones came in. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of you out there. Thank you all. Remember, you can make a donation like Frankie did, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. You can send in a Bitcoin donation. We thank, of course, Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, all the great people out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines. Remember, if you own or lease an Acura, their service center, Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber. Listen, I've been going to this service center for 13 years. Well, we've had Acuras in our family now for 13 years, okay? My wife drives an RDX, and I'm looking to get my Acura next year when I trade in my Camry, probably at sometime in 2024. I might be waiting for the 2025s is probably what I'm going to be waiting for, because probably 2025s is when, but sometime 2024, because they come out early. But if you do own or lease one, man, the service center here, they are just absolutely awesome. They have a beautiful lounge to hang out. They've got complimentary water there. They've got snacks. They've got a cafeteria, all that kind of stuff. And they're just great people out here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. They really know how to take care of the customer. So come on out here to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines, and tell them that Big O sent you. I promise they definitely will take care of you. We'll see you all Monday morning, same time, unless there's any breaking news over the weekend, unless that crazy-ass trade with Jonathan Taylor really happens. Then we'll have breaking news at the Big O Radio Show, okay? But remember, here on live, rewatch as much as possible, okay? We'll see you all Monday, same time, same place, same bat channel.